Tyrannosaurus, the star of the dinosaur world. But how much do we really know about Tyrannosaurus? Was it a vicious hunter, a ruthless killer? Some have even suggested that Tyrannosaurus was purely a scavenger. But could that possibly be true? This episode talks about the dinosaur Tyrannosaurus Rex. How did they survive and how did they hunt? Let's find out by looking at the true story of Tyrannosaurus Rex based on scientific research done by us here at Science Dream. As you may know, the official scientific name of Tyrannosaurus is Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the first complete skeletal fossil of Tyrannosaurus was discovered in 1902 in Montana in the United States. When dinosaurologists first laid eyes upon its skeleton, they immediately knew that Tyrannosaurus would have been the terror of its age, and that was because of its teeth. The carnivorous dinosaurs we knew about at the time were Megalosaurus, Allosaurus, and Ceratosaurus, which had teeth that were flat and jagged, whereas those of the Tyrannosaurus were like gigantic bananas. The length of a single tooth reached a whopping 30 centimeters, of which the root occupied 2/3. Dinosaurologists speculated that this might have allowed Tyrannosaurus to crush even the bones of its prey. Above all else, Tyrannosaurus was larger than other carnivorous dinosaurs. It was 12 meters long and weighed over 6 tons. Its biting force defied all belief. According to a 2012 study conducted at the University of Liverpool in England, the bite force of Tyrannosaurus Rex was about 5,700 kilograms, which is comparable to the force of 13 falling grand pianos. Considering that the bite force of a great white shark is about 300 kilograms, a lion 430 kilograms, and a crocodile at 2,000 kilograms, it seems Tyrannosaurus was aptly called the king of the dinosaurs. But in 1993, Tyrannosaurus Rex's reputation was tarnished with the suggestion that it mainly scavenged carcasses to survive. At the time, Dr. John Horner, a paleontologist at Montana State University in the United States, presented 5 reasons why Tyrannosaurus had been a scavenger instead of an apex predator. The first reason is the Tyrannosaurus's short arms. Tyrannosaurus, with a body length of 12 meters, had arms that were only 1 meter long. Dr. Horner argued that its arms needed to be longer to catch prey, and with Tyrannosaurus's short arms, hunting would have been difficult. The second reason was Tyrannosaurus's excellent sense of smell. While studying the area of Tyrannosaurus's cranium that contained the brain, ventricle, Dr. Horner discovered that the olfactory bulb, which is responsible for smell, was quite large. The size ratio of Tyrannosaurus's brain to its olfactory bulb was similar to that of a vulture. Since the vulture is a typical carcass scavenger, Dr. Horner speculated that Tyrannosaurus, with its well-developed sense of smell, must have searched for carcasses as well. The third reason was Tyrannosaurus's small eyes. Tyrannosaurus's head was 1.5 meters long, while its eyeballs were only the size of baseballs. So Dr. Horner suggested Tyrannosaurus would have had poor eyesight, making it unsuitable as a hunter. The fourth reason was Tyrannosaurus's huge size. Dr. Horner argued that Tyrannosaurus was too large and heavy to run quickly, which would have made it difficult to hunt. Lastly, the fifth reason. Dr. Horner claims that Tyrannosaurus was a scavenger because it chewed up animal bones. In fact, Tyrannosaurus's chewing marks were found on the tailbone of a duck-billed dinosaur at Montosaurus in Montana in the United States, and in the pelvis of a Triceratops. Bone fragments of herbivorous dinosaurs were also found fossilized in Tyrannosaur excrement. Dr. Horner thought that Tyrannosaurus's behavior of chewing on bones was similar to hyenas, noted for their scavenging. This eventually led to the idea that Tyrannosaurus was also a scavenger. But was Tyrannosaurus really a scavenger? Fortunately, the king's reputation did not crumble so easily. In 2002, Dr. Holtz, a paleontologist at the University of Maryland in the United States, published a paper refuting John Horner's claims. Dr. Holtz argued Tyrannosaurus could easily have caught its prey using its large jaws, even without using its arms. Also, they argued that having shorter arms would have been an advantage when hunting because if larger-headed dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus had long arms, their center of gravity may have shifted forward, causing them to fall over. And Dr. Holtz was adamant that Tyrannosaurus's good sense of smell was, in fact, proof that it was a good hunter. Wolves are hunters with a great sense of smell, after all, and he argued that, because vultures are birds, they have developed a sense of smell to help them locate carcasses while airborne. and it didn't make sense to compare them to the terrestrial Tyrannosaurus. After Dr. Holtz's findings, various papers have been published defending Tyrannosaurus Rex's reputation, one of which looked into Tyrannosaurus's eyesight. In 2006, Dr. Kent Stevens of the University of Oregon in the United States argued that Tyrannosaurus's vision intersection angle was 30 degrees wider than that of other dinosaurs, meaning that it could see things much more clearly. Also, contrary to Professor Horner's claim that Tyrannosaurus's eyes were small, Dr. Stevens found that the diameter of the Tyrannosaurus eyeballs was 12 centimeters wide. This is similar to the diameter of the blue whale's eyeball, 15 centimeters, which is an animal several times larger than Tyrannosaurus, indicating that Tyrannosaurus had relatively large eyes. Based on these facts, Dr. Stevens speculated that Tyrannosaurus must have had vision 13 times greater than that of humans. Also, Tyrannosaurus was not slow. Heinrich Mallison of the Natural History Museum in Berlin, Germany, argued that even if Tyrannosaurus could not run, it would have been able to use its long legs to stride at a brisk 8 meters per second. While slow compared to some of today's animals, when considering that the average dinosaur was much slower, Tyrannosaurus probably hunted them down quite easily. Finally, it is also difficult to view Tyrannosaurus's bone-chewing behavior as evidence of it being a scavenger. Professor Horner compared Tyrannosaurus to hyenas, but in fact, only about 10% of a hyena's diet consists of scavenged food. In other words, it cannot be confirmed that Tyrannosaurus was a scavenger just by looking at the fact that it chewed bones. And in 2013, conclusive evidence was found that showed Tyrannosaurus had hunted down its prey. The fossil of a duck-billed dinosaur, Edmontosaurus, which had survived a Tyrannosaurus's attack and healed its wounds, was discovered. Not only that, but in 2014, the discovery of a duck-billed dinosaur skin fossil with Tyrannosaurus tooth marks ruled out Tyrannosaurus as a scavenger. Just like how lions eat carrion if they come across it, there are no animals in nature that are 100% hunters. Presumably, even Tyrannosaurus wouldn't have minded a carcass or two. What is clear, however, is that Tyrannosaurus was the top predator of North America during the late Cretaceous period. With its terrifying teeth, powerful jaws, and excellent sense of sight and smell, it must have terrified countless dinosaurs. No matter how you look at it, it seems like Tyrannosaurus will always be the star of the dinosaur world that shines in our hearts. What do you think? This has been Science Dream, your corner of the internet for scientific learning and fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you found this video educational or entertaining.